Hi, this is Andrew from Exalens, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a virtual testbed using GNS3. So to start, we need to download and install VirtualBox. To get VirtualBox, go to virtualbox.org and download the package associated with your system. I'm running Linux, so I'm going to get the Ubuntu package. Now just install the dev package, and you can use this command if you want to correct any broken dependencies on your system. So if you have any issues, you can run this, or you can directly install the package. Okay, now our VirtualBox is installed, and we're going to go download the required virtual machines. For our setup, we're going to start with Kali, and you can find this at kali.org, and we're to get the pre-built images. So go ahead and download this file, and it's probably going to take a little while because it's quite large. But once it's done, just extract the file. And when you start to set up your virtual machine, you can set the base memory and number of processors. I'm going to use my existing hard disk file for this. Then in Downloads, I'm going to select the extracted file, which is a .vdi format. And hit Next and Finish. Now let's start the machine. Now you're going to log in with your username and password, and both are Kali, K-A-L-I. Okay, the virtual machine set up, and next we're going to go download Metasploitable 2. You can Google that. We've got it here at sourceforge.net. I'm going to go ahead and download this file. And we can see the extracted file, which is a .vmdk. Now we're going to go create a virtual machine for this on our VirtualBox. And just like before, set up our base memory and processors. Then upload the existing virtual hard disk file. And hit start. To log in, use msfadmin, and the password is the same. Next, let's go ahead and look up Metasploitable 3 and download that. Here we'll click on the OVA file. And once that is done, we're going to import the appliance. So select the .ova file from the downloads, then hit Next and Finished, and it'll start importing the appliance into the VirtualBox. And this could take a little while. Okay, the appliance has been imported, and we're going to start this up. The login and password for this is Vagrant. Now we're going to get the Windows virtual machine for VirtualBox. You can get this at developer.microsoft.com. And just like before, extract the downloaded .ova file and import that into your VirtualBox. All right, with the import finished, we're going to start the machine. And with that all set up, we're going to go ahead and download Ubuntu Virtual Machine. And we're going to download the 20.04.4 version. And once it's done, extract the .vda file and create the Ubuntu Virtual Machine. For this one, I'm going to apply a bit more memory and processing power, and then hit Next. And we're going to upload the hard disk file that we downloaded. Start the virtual machine, and once you get to the login screen, it's going to be osboxes.org for the password. Now we're going to download and install GNS3, and you can do that at gns3.com. We are downloading the Linux version, and for Ubuntu distributions, we're going to have to copy each of these sections for the install. This is for installing the GNS3 GUI, GNS3 server, the Docker C, and just following the instructions, copying this down to this last section in order to add your user to the following groups. Here we're adding the user to the groups for Ubridge, Wireshark, docker and kvm. To put this in correctly, use the command line sudo usermod-ag, then the group and the username. Now that the installation's done, let's head over to GNS3. When you start it up, it's going to have the setup wizard, and I'm going to select to run this on my local computer. I'm just going to select the default settings and click Finish. The first step, I'm going to download a switch. To download this switch, just go to gns3.com, find the marketplace, and in appliances, you're going to look for OpenVSwitch, and then just download that file and install the OpenVSwitch appliance. And you can hit Finish. Now the switch will be displayed on the side, and let's go ahead and create a new project. I'm just going to name it New because it's a new project. Okay, let's start. I'm going to drag a switch onto my project here, and I'm going to drag the NAT cloud, which is going to give internet access to the machines on the GNS3. So I'm going to create a link. And next, let's add a new template. We're going to manually create a new template, and this is going to allow us to import the virtual machines. Now we've got a lot of options here, but we're going to select the VirtualBox virtual machines for our setup. So select New, and you're going to see all the virtual machines that we've already imported. Pick whichever one you'd like and hit New, and we'll go ahead and add all of them and then hit Apply. Now all the virtual machines have been added to GNS3, and we can drag them onto the workspace. So we've got the Kali VM on there, and we can attach it to the switch. Now we've got an error. Attachment NAT is already configured on adapter 0, so please remove it and allow the VirtualBox VM Kali to use any adapter. So you can right-click on the virtual machine, click Network, and then hit this option to allow GNS3 to use any configured VirtualBox adapter. Now when we go ahead and connect the Kali VM to the switch, it should work. Now for connecting all the nodes on the project, you can go ahead and hit the play button, and we want to start all the devices. So the switches will load up and Kali VM will load up, and you can access the console like this. Just right click on the switch and select console. Now we're just waiting for the Kali VM to load up. Let's log in with our username and password, Kali. And to start, let's just go in and check the IP. This would have been configured dynamically. Okay, perfect. It's been assigned, so we're all good. Now you can go ahead and drag the other virtual machines that you need. And like before, let's go ahead and link the virtual machines to this switch. And we're getting that same error as we did before. So for these virtual machines, just go in and configure the network. And again, select it to allow GNS3 to use any configured VirtualBox adapter. All right, so we've configured the VMs, and now we can connect them to any of the available ports on the switch. Now when we go ahead and click the play button, all the virtual machines will start to launch, including the switch. Now that all the VMs have started, I'm just going to go through and check their IPs. All right, so I've got a message here. If config was not found, so it can be installed using this guide, I'm just going to copy and paste this. All right, perfect. Ubuntu is now showing the same IP, the same network range as the others. I'm just going to go ahead and check the Windows now. It is showing the IP address, and you can also try to test the internet connection on your Windows machine by using a ping. And yes, it's working. And now let's enable port mirroring on the OpenVSwitch. You right click and enter the console. From here, you have to copy this command in order to enable port mirroring. This will all be in the description below, so you can just copy it from down there along with other links. So don't worry about that. Now go ahead and paste that into the console. So this is the command I just used to enable port mirroring. ETH0 to ETH14 are the source ports, and ETH15 is the monitoring port. So ETH15 is where you're going to be able to monitor all the traffic between ETH0 to ETH14. So I've enabled mirroring on the bridge BR0, and if you want to see the available bridges, you can use this command here. and it will display the available bridges on your switch. All right, so next I'm just going to add a note and add the IP addresses for all the virtual machines. Now, before testing the port mirroring, I'm just going to show you where each virtual machine is connected. We've got Metasploitable 2 on ETH1, Metasploitable 3 on ETH2, Kali, ETH3, Windows, ETH4, and Ubuntu, we've got it on ETH15, which lets you monitor. All right, so now we'll be able to see if the enabled port mirroring is visible on ETH15. To do that, right-click on the interface and click Start Capture. If your Wireshark does not start up, you can do that manually. Just right-click and hit Start Wireshark. All right, so that started up. Now I'm going to go to Metasploitable 3 and try to ping Metasploitable 2 from here. Okay, I've got the right IP address, and you can now see the traffic. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with the Kali virtual machine. 78 is the IP for Metasploitable 2, and now I'm going to go through and do the same thing for Windows. Great, so if I filter for ICMP traffic here on Wireshark, we should be able to see all the traffic coming through. Perfect, so everything is set up, all the port mirroring is working fine, and you are good to go. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you've got any questions or comments, just leave those down below. And if you want to learn more about OT cybersecurity or process monitoring, then head over to exalens.com and take a look at our cyber physical detection and response platform. Thanks. See you in the next one.